Good morning and welcome back to TVP World. My name is Alex Simlinski and these are World Talks. Czech Justice Minister Pavel Blazek from Prime Minister Petr Fiala's Civic Democratic Party resigned Friday after a scandal involving a €40 million Bitcoin donation to the ministry, auctioned off by the institution in exchange for cash in a public auction gifted by a convicted drug dealer. Does this scandal threaten to aid populist opposition leader Andrej Babiš's prospects in this fall's parliamentary elections? And what comes next? We turn to Tomáš Zdechovský, Czech MEP, European People's Party, to unpack what's ahead. Good morning and welcome to TVP World.
Good morning. Thank you very much for kind invitation.
So now, could you give us an overview of this Bitcoin donation scandal involving the Czech Ministry of Justice?
I think in this moment it's quite difficult to explain what's happened because there is a lot of misunderstanding and there is not absolutely clear how it's happened. But we know that there was some negotiation between Ministry of Justice and some drugs dealer or owner this bitcoins, who sent it to the Czech government 40 million of Czech crowns, and another part of his wallet was transferred to other countries, and now it's their huge investigation. The bitcoins are freezing and started huge turbulent scandal in the Czech politics. So there is no many things. I think that Minister of Justice was a little bit naive. He doesn't understand how it's going, what are Bitcoin and how really behave. But this is not the question. Question is, how is it possible in 21st century that someone come to ministry and ministry is legalized part of these bitcoins for some positive reasons?
That's right, exactly. And given what you just said, I mean, how did the Ministry of Justice justify this transaction? And what has been, the public and political response to their explanation?
There is not very well exploring what's happened because Ministry of Justice said only that he was very naive, he doesn't understand. There was the description how it's going. Also, there was a lot of really huge mistake and errors because police was not included in these transactions, and ministry did this really with cooperation with this man who had money from the darknet. Also, many of these monies we don't know for which reason were given to the ministry, and I think that there must be very huge investigation what's going on, and we know now in this moment that FBI, American FBI, is included to this investigation. Also, this is not only the part of the Czech investigation, or there is no only the Czech police involved, but there is huge FBI investigation and other police. Europol is involved and other police structure.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we have the dark net as well as this huge investigation with many entities involved. So now, how has this scandal impacted the credibility but also stability of Prime Minister Petr Fiala's government, given the fact that also elections are approaching in the Czech Republic come fall?
It was the gift for opposition. Also, the naivety of the Ministry of Justice and his naive behavior, it was really the best gift to the opposition. What was falling down and the government party was growing. Now, I think it will be very difficult to explain to people what's happened. Not so many people in the Czech Republic, I think 95% doesn't know how Bitcoins are working, that there is not very easy to bring it to the boards, and on the boards selling to someone. Also, everything is under the control of the regulators. But this scandal shows that there is something dark and something, what does it really, with link with criminals behind this government, and it will be quite difficult to explain to the people that there was the mistake only one person. Also, I think that it was a huge mistake of this ministry, and it will have it huge impact to the election in the autumn 2025.
And now, given what we're just talking about, do you think that there's going to be an early parliamentary election before the planned one?
I'm sure that it will not. Also, there is the presidential decision that President said that it must be investigated, but yearly elections are not part of the discussions. Also, I think it will not. Also, this government will govern to the October 2025. But now it will be very difficult, and the party, especially Prime Minister Fiala, have to change strategy and have to show really any actions, also in investigation or in other cases, because it needs to be transparent, and it needs to be explained, because there is many unclarity, and we don't know, included my party, what is involved in this government. We don't have it many information what's really happening in Ministry of Justice, and how is it possible that someone gave 40 million of euro to the Czech Ministry of Justice without any cooperation with police and with other justice body. Also, it's quite important question what must be answered.
We're going to come back to that in a second. I want to ask you, because you mentioned this whole situation as a gift to the opposition. So now my question is, have other political parties, particularly the NAO party, of which Andrej Babiš is leader, have they already, do you see them using this scandal in their political strategy ahead of the upcoming elections?
Of course, they're using it. They are every day tweeting about that this government is linked with criminals, and they are saying that it was really not only this scandal, but there were many scandals. But it's not true. This government was very successful. Shows that this government really did amazing work, especially in infrastructure projects, and really he was, Mr. Fiala was very successful prime minister, and ANO has their own scandals. Also, now is the leader of the opposition, Mr. Babiš, is explaining his case, Čapí hnízdo, in the Czech court, in the highest court, and they want to show that that other parties have the same scandals. I am absolutely sure that nothing's happened. At the end, this Bitcoin case will be so that everything is freezed, all assets are freezed. Also, no one can use this Bitcoin for any purpose. Also, it will not have real impact, or there will be not something what will really goes against the rules, or it will support some criminals. But that the opposition is using these scandals because the people doesn't understand what is Bitcoin and how the Bitcoins are working. And I think that in this way they are now using this case as a gift from the gods. And they are saying, look on Mr. Fiala and all his party, has it any problems? And I think this is the problem for all the government, not only for Mr. Fiala. And let's see what will happen. There is the Minister of Interior and his party, Starostové. Also, no one knows how they will behave next weeks and what will happen with Czech government.
And one more thing I wanted to ask, as nowadays there is a lot of talk about hybrid warfare that Russia is waging in the West. Do you think that Russia could try and carry out similar provocations to undermine the stability of other foreign governments?
It's possible, but in this case, I think it was much more the naivety of the Czech politicians, of Mr. Blažek. He doesn't know, he doesn't take care about these things. When he explained it to his colleagues, he said, "Oh, I receive any gift and I will improve the money for the justice, for Ministry of Justice." Also, I think that really politicians in my country doesn't know how the bitcoins are using and what how you can the bitcoins follows and what does it the bitcoin valid. But of course the Russian propaganda and the Russian accounts on the social media are using this case, and they are now very active, and they are now very active on the accounts of the government party, and every day you can see that many of these pro-Russian accounts are pushing this case to the Mr. Fiala, and they are repeating this case to Mr. Fiala social media. Also, of course, Russia is using this case, and this case really help a lot all pro-Russian forces and all anti-European forces.
All right, well, we're going to have to wait, right, and see what that investigation brings. Tomasz Zdechowski, Czech MEP, European People's Party, thank you very much for helping us unpack this morning on TVP World.
Thank you very much for your kind invitation.
And with that, it's a wrap for this edition of World Talks. But for more interviews like this one, breaking news and updates, make sure to stay tuned to TVP World.